everyone, welcome to my second video. As you remember, in the previous video I told you why I'm doing this series of videos. I want to practice my English, and today I'm gonna read for you about two pages of a famous book. You can remember maybe this story from movies, because it's really well known in all the cultures around the world, and it's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. So let's start. I download this book to my iPad, my old mini iPad. So let's start. Chapter 1. Down the Rabbit Hole. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversations? So she was considering in her own mind, as well as she could, for the hot day made her feel very sleepy and stupid, whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. There was nothing so very remarkable in that, nor did Alice think it so very much out of the way to hear the rabbit say to itself, oh dear, I shall be late." When she thought it over afterwards, it occurred to her that she ought to have wondered at this, but at the time it all seemed quite natural. But when the rabbit actually took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looked at it. It's very difficult, this kind of phrases for someone who is not native in this language. Okay, let's continue. And then hurried on. Alice started to her feet, for it flashed across her mind that she had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to take out of it, and burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it, and fortunately was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way, and then dipped suddenly down, so suddenly that Alice had not a moment to think about stopping herself before she found herself falling down a very steep well. Either the well was very deep, or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. First, she tried to look down and make out what she was coming to. But it was too dark to see anything. Then she looked at the sides of the well and noticed that they were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there she saw maps and pictures hang upon pegs. She took down a jar from one of the shelves as she passed. It was labeled orange marmalade. But to her great disappointment, it was empty. She did not like to drop the jar for fear of killing somebody, so managed to put it into one of the cupboards as she fell past it. Well, thought Alice to herself, after such a fall as this, I shall think nothing of tumbling downstairs. How brave they all think me at home. Why, I wouldn't say anything about it, even if I fell off the top of the house, which was very likely true. So, this is the fragment I wanted to read today. It's such a good book, and the language and the vocabulary, the words are very easy for me to understand. I don't know if you understand. I hope I pronounced everything right. And I loved the movies. I remember very much about the adaptation, the Disney adaptation from my childhood. Some parts of that movie were very disturbing. I think. I remember very much like some psychedelic moments of the movies, of Disney movies of that time, like the pink elephants in Dumbo. Those scenes, you'll never forget those scenes of those movies. And Alice had a few moments like that. But I really liked the adaptation, the most recently adaptation of Alice. I liked both movies. I know that the last movie, it wasn't too big. I don't know why. I've never read about why the second movie it wasn't such a huge hit like the first one, but I like them both. Those movies are very, very special. My favorite character, in fact, is Alice. I love Alice's character. I love her way of see life or think about life, her bravery. She's really brave. That's what I like about this story. And yeah, I think this is enough for today's video, and I hope you can write if I made mistakes and pronunciation, grammar, everything. I really appreciate you correct and help me learning and practice more my English. So thank you for today and see you soon.